his hand is so well disguised.
Oh, he does.
Oh, I mean, when I said
Wow.
bomb, I didn't mean
Wow.
8 million
Oh
pounds.
my god.
I don't know if this is a little bit greedy, but this is the kind of move that could look suspicious.
Slava and Connor now look like, you know, astrophysicists and neuroscientists next to each other. I'm sorry.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's hot here in New Jersey. You know,
They
my
they
brain
they
says
they
slowing.
I love your storytelling. I always have. No, I think that they're the kind of guys that are sat here playing 510. But when you say like, "How was your week?" they go, "Oh yeah, I just signed a contract with SpaceX for $1 million a year because I've just discovered a way to harvest oxygen from deep space."
Because we're gonna grow orchids on Mars.
Orchids on Mars. That's the name of your next book, by the way. You're going into
Oh
fiction.
yeah.
I've just
Oh,
told you. I've just decided. Orchids on Mars is your new book.
that's a good title. I'm gonna write that down. I'm doing it right now.
Definitely
But
write it down.
this hat is
Actually,
cool.
it doesn't have to be fiction. I think Orchids on Mars might be a cool investigation into people who do crazy, like the development of crazy technology. People told them they were crazy, but they just wanted to grow orchids on Mars.
Nick Walsh, you just gave me my next book idea. I cannot believe you've done that on stream. Thank you.
It's what I do. I'm an ideas guy, Alex. I'm a thinker, not a doer. You know what I mean? I help others to attain their goals.
I shall buy all the tomato juice that you have.
Perfect. That would be perfectly sufficient with your with the sale of Orchids on Mars. This is an interesting one. Both players having a nice hand here. This was a 3-bet, 4-bet pot.
3-bet from the
Slava
small
was
blind
the
from Slava.
yeah
4-bet from this small blind from Slava, and then a call from Joe. Flop was check. Joe bet out. Slava called. Both hit the ace. Both got 2 pair. Obviously, Joe with the better kicker here. Ahead for now.
yeah, and this spells disaster. Given that pre-flop action, Alex, it's just so hard to get away from this hand on this board. You gotta have the best hand too often. It's possible for your opponent to be like value owning themselves here as well. They could be value betting worse hands on this turn. But Joe is going to be loving life here. He has disguised his hand very well pre-flop by calling the 4-bet as well. And now it's going to pay dividends unless there's a queen on this river or an ace for a chop. Oh, my. The commentator's curse. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry. I wasn't. That was a reasonable comment. That was a reasonable commentary thing to do. All right, I wasn't saying anything weird. That was definitely not a commentator's curse. That was just poker. That wasn't my fault.
You didn't verbally manifest it, Nick.
I didn't. No, I have done so many commentators' curses in my life, and that was not one of them. I was just doing my job. I'm sorry, Joe.
He knows. He's not happy about that.
No,
Look at his face. He's like,
he
damn
knows
it.
it's a possibility. I just don't see how you can ever not shove this river. You're just gonna have the best hand so much. He might put it together. Oh my! He saves himself. The absolute most money there.
Goodness.
That's absolutely wonderful from Joe Bold. I think in theory it's going to be really, really close, but he finds a way to get the slowdown here, and that will save him a ton of money despite getting very unlucky in what should have been a massive cooler. Nice one, Joe.
That was amazing. What a check back. Yeah, he just proves
nice
on
Slava
stream,
as well.
like he knows. Yeah, absolutely. Nice one. So we talked to a lady at immigration at Vegas airport. And I jumped a queue with 250 people in and saying, I need to get there. I'm really sorry. Is there any way I can jump this queue to get through? Because our flight was delayed by 2 hours.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had planned it to a T. So I then brought back in while standing on the side of the field and had my table and my seat allocation within a minute. It was amazing.
That's so good. I mean, that was probably one of the most complained about aspects of playing, playing out in Vegas was just the huge queues and, the wait times, and, people showing up, an hour before and still having huge queues. So that's amazing. I love to hear that. Anything that streamlines that process is going to be good, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the only
All right, nice turn
queues
for
I was in.
ISO.
Yeah. Not much for Henry going unless a 4, but the 4 doesn't really help him because that gives ISO a higher straight, so he's only got 4 outs.
Yeah, I think Henry will probably convince himself to call here, which is quite justified, I have to say. There's going to be plenty of combos you're beating here with the ace-queen. Jack of diamonds, no change. ISO now 100% take mark. So now does ISO find a bet here? With that long pause on the turn, I wonder if he's going to read into that. I do think this might be an opportunity for another value bet. 900. Hello! 900 on the river, and look at this. This is going to be a very polarizing bet now. So what ISO is trying to say is, I'm extremely strong. That's what a big bet is supposed to represent. This is over pot, right? However, what this means is ISO is now allowed to do this when he has, just random bare blockers, right? What if he has a random 6? What if he has a random 4? If he's blocking a straight, he can now use some of those combinations for this extra large sizing, where he's going to have a significant range advantage on this kind of a texture versus Henry's opening range, right? I say that. It's not to say Henry's not going to have plenty of hands that are good that can call here, but this is the kind of sizing that might actually get a hand like ace-queen to really call because it's so polarizing. It's going to be air or it's going to be something like this or stronger. This is not an easy spot. Does get paid.
Whoa. It is, like you said, the story could have been either way.
Yep. There's no reason why ISO couldn't have had an ace-high flush draw with like a 6 in it, or ace-high flush draw with a 4 in it, or any flush draw for that matter, right? He could have had 9-10 of spades. There's no reason why that's not a thing. Oh, little three-way chink there. Like to see it.
We're pausing our chatter during hands so that we can listen in, but obviously if you can't hear it, we won't just go quiet. And here's
rightly so. Rightly so. Raise 3-bet. Arash now is going to figure out what he's going to do here. He's going to 4-bet. I think Henry is going to 4-bet. I'm sorry, 5-bet. I know this is outlandish, guys. I know this is crazy. Oh, never mind. Just calls, and that might open the door for Slava to see a flop here. Although he's sandwiched in between these two positions, Alex. It's like not a great feeling when you've seen this action with pocket tens. Does just get away from it. Does potentially avoid catastrophe. We'll see what happens on the flop, though. Jack. 7. Trey, no improver. Both players overpair. And Henry's hand is so well disguised now. Does he get the whole stack here at some point?
that's a small bet there. Which will get called, obviously, with an overpair and a backdoor flush draw.
Yep. 8, no change. He's going to play it cool now. And I guess now the only other consideration, Alex, is if we do see another bet on this turn from Arash, you know, is this the kind of turn where we want to just get the rest in? Like, are we scared that the board is getting a little bit more draw heavy? But I don't know. That's not really relevant in this spot as much, right? Because it's been 3-bet, 4-bet, so it's not as though Arash is going to turn up with 10-9 that often. It's not completely impossible, but probably unlikely. If he checks the turn, he's not going to have a set of jacks anymore. So on this river, he is going to have ace-king, ace-queen maybe. He's going to have a hand like queens. He's going to have a hand like tens maybe. So at this point, do we just go all in here and hope to get paid by, you know, something that has showdown? And, you know, in cash poker, I think an overbet here would be a nice move. If your opponent isn't betting the turn, the issue is that they're probably not going to find a lot of bluffs on this river. If they have ace-king, they're going to try and get to showdown. So I think we do want to bet.
Bet 475.
And he's going to go for 475.
Half pot-ish.
Yeah. And I think probably what happens is Arash just side calls.
Get paid off. Yeah.
He's gonna have the best hand here way too often to fold, I think, on this river. Like, your opponent will have a jack. They will have missed flush draws. I think it's just a call and just whatever. Yeah, nice hand. Could have been a lot worse for Arash there, so.
I guess. But
yeah.
well, you know, if you're opening king 5, you're definitely calling king 10. I was like, aces. ISO, the rascal.
I mean, it's not like we're trying to grow orchids on Mars here, guys, you know?
Oh, no. Exactly. Look at the tens here. And ISO, I mean, not drawing dead. He's got a ton of outs.
Bet 30. Right.
Ah, forget about it. Look at this.
165. Wow.
One for raise. Love and life. I don't know if I love this raise from ISO, honestly. I think that it's not like we don't get value from some combos for sure. It's not you have top pair with a king high flush draw, like it's never going to be bad, but I do wonder. I'm not saying this because we can see Arash's top set either. I just think it's a spot where probably we have like too much, and the kind of hands that we get action from are probably not going to be. I don't know.
Ones that we
I don't know.
Heads up.
Yeah, well, so, you know, like, we're going to run into, like, some
Oh,
hands, of
my
course, that we're
word.
not going to want to see. But, you know, we
Yeah.
get value from the ace of hearts, I suppose. You might get value from the queen of hearts. But when you play your hand this fast, a lot of those combinations actually start to get a little bit scared anyway. So, anyway, as played, like I said, it's just an observation. I think probably going to be fine. And that's a good turn for ISO.
It now has to wonder if, you know, there's like only, at this point, one card that beats him, and the paired board will...
Yeah, this is kind of what I'm getting at as well here, Alex, is when we raise the flop and get called and it comes a heart on the turn, is it a good card now, or is it a bad card?
Yeah, exactly.
because
I just have no idea then.
Yeah, we've kind of gotten we've sort of quote unquote gotten value, I suppose, but we had to improve against the set here. But on the turn now, it's difficult to know where we're at. I have to imagine that Arash is going to try and get to showdown with the set here. But we'll see how he feels. Oh, he's going to turn his hand into a bluff.
160.
And ISO losing to one card. Chat, if anybody says there's a straight flush possible, you're banned for life. Don't do it.
And you can't now, because you know it's a one-card flush, and that he got called on that raise. He's going to.
Yeah, and
No?
this bet size actually has even implied so much weakness that ISO's going to go for value now. I love this from ISO. This is really you're seeing something very specific happen on this river, because if Arash has the ace of hearts, the chance of him not going for more than 165 is so low, right? Because that's the exact car crash you're looking for. It will be the Women's Summer Festival
Yes.
at the Hippodrome. We just mentioned earlier on. It's coming up middle of August. End of August, of course, we have EPT Barcelona, not to be missed. I'll be there for commentary, and also, of course, the Spin and Go Championships, which are played live. The first Spin and Go Championship was actually a lot of fun. I got a chance to play in that in Prague last year. This year, it's going to be even better. I've been working with the team to try and improve on the experience for players, and the prize pool is bigger, and the delivery of the randomized prizes and stuff is way better now. Let's pause there for a sec, though. Check this out. Both players with the diamond flush draw. Ian actually flops best. Has the straight flush draw. If there is another straight flush on this stream,
Straight flush.
I think we
my
just turn it
goodness.
off, Alex. I think it's over. Freddie, if Ian makes a straight flush here, just kill the stream, buddy. It's all over. We've had enough excitement for one night.
Yeah, ending it on high.
Oh, Henry. Henry finds a lead here in the small blind. King of spades.
I mean, you just hate life when you flop such a brilliant draw with like the nut flush and you do not get there.
Yeah, and I really like Henry's line, but I think what's going to happen is he's going to bluff the river now, Alex. His intention was to obviously like have a lead. His range here will contain straights and obviously that sort of thing. You know, Ian has a very specific part of his opening range from +1 here where he's got 2 paired of diamond flush draw. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Henry continue the story. If he's going to lead the turn, I think his plan is to continue repping the straight here. And, yeah, not surprised to see 400 on the river. Now, this isn't an easy spot for Ian. We can see, you know, he's got the check mark from our perspective. But I wonder if he finds a call. This is really, really tough. And honestly, I think Henry's played his hand in a really cool way here.
Is it not cheaper to buy the run a car? Even like buy a car for selling it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love it so much.
If they need it, yeah, but they'd rather just
Isaac straight back into the next hand. Calls the open from Jordan with 10-8 off.
winning by an innings is like the ultimate. We've smashed you. Yeah.
Both players connect.
How do they decide if there's time for a second innings or not?
It's not what time is it? It's just whether they.
Say like you score.
Oh, I didn't.
Say like you
Okay,
score
sorry.
500 and then score.
Oh,
Oh,
lovely turn.
my God.
I feel like it's really is. Let's see you bat first.
If I'm Jordan, I want to slow it down here. Yep. It's not so much that we're that worried about the 8. It's more I have concerns about, you know, bigger aces once in a while. And I think the check is just a good opportunity to try and catch some bluffs here, too. Your opponent can start semi-bluffing their spades,
You have to get 20 wickets.
for example. They can bet worse aces. And that run out means the 9 plays. Aces and 8s with a 9. And I hope that Isaac bombs this river now. His hand is so well disguised.
Oh, he does.
Oh. I mean, when I said
Wow.
bomb, I didn't mean
Wow.
8 million
Oh,
pounds.
my God.
I don't know if this is a little bit greedy, but this is the kind of move that could look suspicious, and Jordan could be tempted to make the call. Now, I can
I'd
tell
even
from
be
Jordan's
leaning
body
to
language
call
here.
in. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, you can
gosh.
tell that the energy is forward moving. Chips moving forward is the energy here. and there's no shame in it either. Jordan is going to be winning here a ton of the time. I think the other thing, though, as well, Alex, is when he snap shoves like this, it's not so much that people don't necessarily do this with an 8. It's that they don't do this with better aces that often. Like, if Jordan has ace-jack, he's going to give it some consideration. Does make the fold. And, yeah, gets away from it on this occasion. Well done. Exactly. It's tricky. I mean, I still have yet to find an AI model that comes up with titles such as Orchids on Mars, but that's just it's just a couple years away, I'm sure.
I love the way you bookending the stream. I love it. Yes, Orchids on Mars. I'm gonna have to write a book on that. Absolutely.
The thing is, it could be interpreted so many different ways, right? It could be scientific.
Yeah.
It could be science fiction. It could be nonfiction. Who knows? Anyway, we're going to the flop here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a double gut shot for Jordan. I hope he gets back on the horse here, but Isaac, very likely to just raise flop. Oh, yeah. No, is he called? No, see, committed a cardinal sin here, Alex. We've discussed this spot, and that is a straight on the turn for Jordan. Don't look now. No. Now, I don't want to be too harsh. However, I do think that is a big tell.
Yeah.
I think looking at your cards on this turn is usually going to be, do I have Jack 10? Do I have pocket 10s? Do I have 8, 9? It could be, do I have clubs? Yeah, that's potential.
You know, at that point, you're just an idiot not to gamble. Yes.
The bet and call. 3 of clubs on the river. So on this river, obviously, Isaac will have Jack X of clubs. That's possible. But I don't think that's necessarily a reason for us to want to not bet, because that is a fairly specific one. 5X of clubs, I guess, is a thing too, but just bet the river and be happy. 400. Is that 375? Is it 275? Ooh, I don't know if this is greedy enough. I think that I think Isaac is going to end up having quite a few hands that will call big bets on this river, having called in position here. Jack 10 obviously being a pretty cool one in particular. I don't know if Isaac's going to get away from 2 pair here, and I don't think he should probably that often. What? Excuse me?
What did he do?
He raised. Okay. You know, it could be that the 275 just looked a little bit too weak, and Isaac thinks, you know, he's just going to be value betting here against an ace-jack or maybe an overpair. But I think we just see a call on the river.
He's not sure, though.
This is brutal.
Yes!
Yeah, nice hand.
Hold it
Little
off.
tit for tat there. Jordan
Nice,
and Isaac
yeah.
go back and forth.